It's warm again. Clouds, it's been a strange day. The Weather Network had an icon on there that had full sun as well as thunderstorm all together on the same little picture, which I've never seen before, and that's very strange indeed. But that's exactly kind of what's happened today. We've had sun, high sun, and then it's raining, and it's kind of raining with the sun, and then it's cloudy and gloomy and windy and crazy, and then it's sunny, and we've been in and out of the house, in and out of the house. Got the baby in and out of the pool, in and out of the pool. It's been a very strange day indeed. Today is Mark's Jahealing Gardening and Self-Sufficiency Workshop Series with me, and it's going to be on Saturday, July 17th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll be the first in 5, I think it's consecutive weekends. But you can sign up for one, or you can sign up for any one of them. Hi, baby. Any one of them, or you can sign up for the whole workshop. It's open not just to the ladies, but to men and to couples, whoever wants to learn a little bit more about gardening, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, permaculture gardening, how to grow your own food, how to grow, what to grow, when to grow, all those reasons, all those things. Today, I am going to have to cut that limb out of my greenhouse that I showed you yesterday. That's, and repair the roof. It's fallen out of my large oak tree. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. That has to happen. It's been raining, though, on and off all day, so I haven't been out there to do that. Today also, here's one of my projects. I had my neighbor actually came and helped me install a cattle panel so that I can grow my vines. It's not very even. There it is. Even, Steven. And right now, there's lots of weeds because it's been raining a lot. It's been very uncharacteristically hot here in Canada, and we've had tons of rain. So it's been really humid. Great growing conditions, not just for your own plants, but for the weeds too. So again, for the 8,000th time, I'm going to weed this out again, and I'm going to put cardboard down. Thank you. Did you just eat a strawberry? Okay, or raspberry. Okay. Raspberry? Yeah, you're picking your own, huh? Cool beans. So I'm going to weed this. I'm going to put down cardboard in a thick way. I have some straw. I'm going to put that all down so we have a nice little pathway through here to our Asian pear and to our berry bushes. Reclaim this area a bit. And then I'm going to spore it with edible mushroom spore so that I know what kind of mushrooms are growing, and I'm not afraid to eat what I know I'm growing, right? So that's kind of the last stage that I'm worried about getting in with my permaculture. Hi, Lauren. Thank you. It's kind of my last stage. So you have the top canopy. Permaculture is growing in layers. So you have a top canopy, you have a mid canopy of big trees, medium trees. Then you've got your bushes, berry bushes and things of that nature. And then you have your tall annuals and your low annuals and your perennials as well. And then you have ground cover. Then you worry about vines growing up the things that are taller, the medium canopy trees and the tall canopy trees, which I've already started growing in my woodland garden in the front. And then you're worrying about ground cover and the fungal layer. The fungal layer is an important layer to get in as oh, sorry. The fungal layer is an important layer to get in as well. Hey, please go sit with Nana, okay? Okay, drummer. So that's what I'm working on. Some places I have it already established, some places I'm working on it, and a permaculture garden is just that, is always a work in progress, it seems. And like I said about Janine putting up in Jahealing the other day, that gardening is the hope of tomorrow. So if you are doing this work today, you're hoping to see the success and reap the harvest tomorrow. So you have that hope of tomorrow, right? So permaculture, yep, it's kind of an art form, actually, to me. It's an art form of getting a lot of perennials in, working on your systems so that you have less work and you have more available food easily every year. So the only thing you're really worrying about is weeding things that you don't want and adding your annuals every year, right? That's pretty much all you're worried about. So permaculture, wow, it has really blown my mind. It has really opened up my idea of gardening and my ability to produce food. The ability to produce food is enormous now. Like, I've got, look at these amaranths. These are just medium amaranths right now. They're going to be like 10 feet, 12 feet tall. It's crazy. Look at the amount of food here. It's just a jungle of edible food. Like, we will not go hungry, that's for sure. And that is very comforting to know. Very comforting indeed. Here's some of my gals. It's been raining on and off all day. Hi! They're not happy. They don't know what to do. They're in and out, in and out. In and out, in and out. Hi, babies. Say hi, babies. You don't want to come say hi? They're all camera shy. That's okay. It's all good. Anyways, I did want to get on here today, let you know what I'm doing. What are you guys doing today? Are you working on your permaculture garden? Are you just thinking about it? Are you just wanting to produce enough food? Or are you really trying to jump in? I've pretty much taken out everything in my yard that's not edible or medicinal, including the grass. Bye-bye grass. If it's not working for me, I'm not working for it. It's not happening. There's too many other plants and amazing things. I would rather have flowers that make me happy than grass I've got to cut and pay to cut. Not good. So I'm trying to put more perennials in every year. It's a much more enjoyable experience walking through your garden. It feels like you're walking through a Garden of Eden. Everywhere I go, I just see a sea of plants and wildlife. Like, we've never seen so many butterflies and insects and bees and birds. We've got, I've seen opossums here. We've got all kinds of things. Lots of squirrels this year. Wow, just a lot of fun. It's fun, you know? It's the most fun I've had gardening, and a lot of less stress. There's a lot to do, don't get me wrong, because I always bite off more than I can chew all the time. But I just want to do as much as I can to be as productive as possible, and have as much a variety in our diet as possible as well. Like, to have the medicines that you need to be able to grow those is really an epiphany. Like, once you get past growing food and you start thinking about just healthy, what are the things that are healthy? What are the supplements that you're buying? And how can you grow that yourself? It's not that hard. They tell you that's what you're getting. You may not even be getting that. It might not even be in its pure form. How old is it? It may not even be viable anymore. And is it actually what they say it is? That's an issue too, right? Is it organic, like they say? Everything I grow is organic. Everything. I know that I'm the only person that's touched this. There's no pesticides, there's no herbicides, there's no horrible chemicals on them. They're non-GMO things. They're open pollinated seeds that I've kept for many, many years. So they're heirloom varieties for the most part. I do buy a lot of seeds and do a lot of experiments, but then I keep the seeds. I let them open pollinate, and I keep the seeds, and I harvest them every year, and I save them. Being a seed saver is very important. Hi, sweetheart. You coming with mommy? Look at this is why I do it. Our next generation to know how to grow their own food. And you're loved. You're right. I'm worthy and loved. And that's why I do that for you, right? We grow you healthy food with no chemicals. We know where it came from. And I'm teaching you how to do it yourself. Because in the future, this is going to be even more important than now. I'm located in Ontario, Canada, Southern Ontario. I'm a Zone 6. We've been bumped up from a 5B. Someone just asked me that on the live feed here. We were bumped up from a 5B. Global warming is a real thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been bumped up, right? Our climate is changing. I'm able... Okay. I can grow a lot more things than I used to be able to grow here. In fact, I'm pushing boundaries even further. I'm probably growing a lot of Zone 7s and having success because I have a very protected yard. We are surrounded by trees, and the cedars are very thick in the back, and that's where the prevailing winds are in the winter. And it's set up really well. So thank you very much, Mark. Up really well. So thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, I'm pushing the boundaries all the time. I do wrap some of my trees that I feel like are pushing the zone. I heavily mulch in the wintertime, and I have to protect them. I have a greenhouse, I have a hoop house, and I cover my back gazebo. If you can see that here. Some of you may have seen me with the cube in the spring, and I had to take all that poly plastic off, which was kind of a pain. But in that, I am able to grow food all winter long. You're in Florida. Oh, the stuff that you can grow in Florida. Amazing. Yeah, you guys, a lot of you live in a lot more varied climates, and you guys probably grow a lot of things that we can't. Someone said it's amazing how much you can grow up north. Yeah, it is amazing. Once you do some research, I've done a lot of research over the years on similar climatic zones around the globe on our latitude. So all through Asia and all through Europe. And I've looked at things that are native to there, and I've gotten seeds all year round. Yeah, I grow all year round, and you guys grow all year round. What a blessing. Wow, you guys can have all kinds of food. I'm lucky that I did make the hoop house and the greenhouse. I'm able to at least get greens and some hardy root vegetables. Some things like these hardy Russian kales, the red Russian kales, some of the cabbages, they'll still prevail under the snow. I can still get them for a while. Also my Swiss chard, yeah. But come spring, you know, you're chomping at the bit to get some fresh veg and some fresh medicine and things of that nature. And I'm very lucky in that I've planted a lot of intelligent things, and they come up quickly, and I have access to a lot of things. So a lot of times you're growing them in your yard and you don't even know what you're growing, and if it's edible and if it's medicinal and if it's usable. You might have been growing it for many, many years and not even know it's edible. And there it is, just staring at you in the spring like, eat me. Hostas, for instance, they grow hosta shoots. Make sure you check out my videos. I do a lot of oddball videos like that, showing you strange and wonderful things that you can eat that you probably didn't know, that you probably grow in your own yard, or you move to a new house and they've got it in the yard. You already have it. Use it. That's what it's here for. Or perennial. They're going to be a healthy plant, and it's going to give you good, healthy stuff. Stay safe in Florida. Yes, absolutely. I'm assuming your guys are going to get hurricanes coming here real soon, right? Mark, thanks. I've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of research, but everyone has access to it. And look it up on Google. You know, look up your climatic zone, and then look up other things around the world that grow in those similar zones. You'll be surprised. So I've gotten a lot of really great heirloom seeds from like the Ukraine and Russia and places like that. Places in China, things like that, that have fabulous fruits you've never heard of, herbs you've never seen, teas and things of that nature. They're really connected to what they have, just like we should be connected to what we have. We're not as connected as a lot of places. But yeah, we need to make sure that we know what we've got in our garden and grow the things we need. I hate relying on the store. You never know, just like what happened this last year in COVID. You never know when the shit is going to hit the fan, guys, and you can't get in a store. You don't have access to stuff. And you don't know when you might be able to get access to it. I'm not comfortable with that. I need to make sure that my family can eat and they're healthy, and we got to stay healthy beforehand and during. Like, I'm not comfortable being reliant on the system, because the system is not always looking out for us, and that's kind of scary. So I need to make sure that, you know, we can handle it. I've been a vegetarian before, and that's okay with me. I've been a vegan before, and that's okay with me. But you have to be able to be prepared with the things you need to be able to live a lifestyle like that, right? So every year is better. Again, if you just do a little bit here and a little bit there, and you know, buy some different seeds there and try this and try that. I do a lot of experiments. Some of them work, some of them don't. You know, some of them should and they don't. And some they say would be impossible and they do work. So you got to try where you are. You never know what your microclimate is in your yard, for instance, not just in your region, but in your yard. There's different places in your yard that will accept certain plants and others that won't. Sometimes I plant things and think, oh, that's going to do really well there. Technically speaking, that should do really well, and they just die and they don't come back, and I spent the money and I'm mad. So try it in different places. You'll be surprised at what you can get out of it. Anyway, I'm just... What's that? Yeah. Mom says you don't need perfect rows. The Garden of Eden probably didn't have... You have a lot of knowledge. Oh, thank you very much, Lauren. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys tuning in, because people that want that knowledge, they're thirsty for it, you know, and you need it. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. You try and be positive, right? Like I said, hope of tomorrow. If you're a real gardener, you hope for tomorrow. You have a positivity running through you. But yeah, the perfect rows, that's like such a waste of time and space. If you're growing one crop and you're growing in rows, you also run the risk of insects like ravaging a whole crop. If you have them spread out through your yard and your garden, you can save most of your crop. Those insects aren't going to go through your whole yard. They're going to go in one section, likely. And if you have other plants mixed in, that really alleviates a lot of problems with insects. It's the old way of farming. The indigenous tribes, they didn't plant in rows, plant in gardens all in straight lines like farms. That's craziness. They planted things for reasons. So for instance, hi baby, you are hauling a hose out. Okay. For instance, learning is the seed for the mind. That's right. For instance, I plant potatoes every year, and potatoes need a lot of nitrogen. So I decided it would be a good idea to plant beans in between my potatoes, because beans are nitrogen fixers, right? Beans and legumes. So you do that, right? And then I said, well, if I'm growing things under the ground, why don't I grow some tall things throughout there? So I planted corn, and I have some pole beans growing up the corn, and I'm maximizing my space. And not only that, the corn is a trellis for them, right? So I actually saw an article the other day, and I was like, exactly. The indigenous tribes did the exact same thing with the exact same things. They planted potatoes in and amongst with beans, in and amongst with corn, and they all work in a system, and it keeps the bugs and the pests at bay. Pearly, okay, it maximizes their production. You know, it may not look like a traditional garden, but once you change your expectations of that, it's really all about what your goals are. Are your goals to have this perfect looking front lawn with the grass and a couple plants, or are you trying to make sure you have food for survival to be able to live on? For me, the goal is to making sure we're okay. Oh yes, and make sure you plant the pollinating flowers, because that brings the bees to pollinate, you know, your vegetables and your fruits. And that's a system. And they had great success with that, right? And why wouldn't we take notes from the past and do what this land was originally working as, and working productively and abundantly? Now we have, I mean, we shouldn't have a struggle to grow our food, but it seems like a lot of the plants you bring home, you're struggling to grow them. They die when you put them in the ground at home. You know, there's so many herbicides and pesticides and gross, horrible things out there, all in the environment. It's a bad thing. You know, we have to be better caretakers of the earth. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I could talk all day about gardening and self-sufficiency and permaculture. But anyway, I hope that you guys pre-register for that workshop series. We'll learn a lot together. I hope we'll have a good time. It's a great group of people. It's a fun way to spend your Saturday morning. And I hope to see you guys, men, women, couples, all of you. Okay, come bring your gardens, bring your minds, open minds, and bring your questions as well. And we'll handle all that. Okay, all right. I'm signing off now. Y'all have a good day. Bye.